You know that feeling when you get a text from a business? It's just a wall of plain text, right? Comes from some random number and it feels so flat. Well, all of that is about to change. Today, we're going to dive into something called RCS, and it's completely transforming those boring business texts into these super interactive, app-like experiences. And it's all happening right inside the texting app you already use. So, let's get into it. Before we begin, please press the like button and the subscribe button. All right, so here's our game plan. We'll start off by looking at why business texting feels so stuck in the past. Then we'll get into the big upgrade, RCS. After that, we're going to look at some real-world examples of how companies are using it. And to wrap it all up, we'll talk about why this is such a huge competitive edge that businesses can get right now. So let's kick things off with Section 1, the problem with plain text, or why business messaging kind of feels like a time capsule from the 90s. I mean, seriously, think about it. Our personal lives are filled with GIFs, high-res photos, and all these interactive apps. But then a business texts you, and it's like, we've gone back 20 years. It's kind of jarring, right? So why is that one channel so disconnected from how we talk everywhere else? Well, it all comes down to good old standard SMS technology. It gets the job done, sure, but man, is it limited. You've got plain text, and that's it. There's no branding, so you just get a text from a weird, unknown number. There are no buttons to tap or anything to interact with, and forget about visual flair. In a world where everything is visual, that's a perfect recipe for getting your message completely ignored. Okay, so if that's the problem, what's the fix? Well, that brings us right to Section 2. This is where RCS enters the picture. It's a massive upgrade that's finally dragging business texting into the modern world. So what in the world is RCS? It stands for Rich Communication Services. And here's the key thing you need to know. It's a new standard that lets businesses create these really rich, dynamic experiences, kind of like what you see in WhatsApp or iMessage. And this is the best part. It all happens right inside the default texting app that's already on your phone. No new downloads, no new apps to learn. It just works. And this chart right here just lays it all out perfectly. It's a total before and after. With SMS on the left, you're stuck with plain text from a mystery number. But then look at the right. With RCS, that boring text transforms. You get high-res images, a verified profile with a brand logo so you actually know who's texting you, and even little buttons you can tap to reply. It is a massive leap forward. And this is way more than just a pretty makeover. It's really about building trust. Think about it. When a message from your bank pops up and it has their official logo and verified name right there, you're just instantly more comfortable. It completely removes that split-second hesitation where you wonder, wait, is this a scam? That we all feel with those random number texts. Okay, so that's the tech. Now let's get to the fun stuff in Section 3 and see how this actually works out in the real world with some real examples and real results. For retail, this is a total game changer. Imagine getting a promotion, but instead of just text, you can scroll through a little carousel of products right there in the message. You can see different styles, tap a button to see a different color, and then hit Buy Now to go straight to checkout. It turns a simple notification into a mini interactive store in your texts. Or what about for travel? Instead of a boring text that just says your flight is on time, you get a message with your boarding pass you can see, a full itinerary you can click on, and maybe even a Rebook Now button if your flight gets delayed. It's not just giving you information, it's a useful tool that makes traveling so much less stressful. And for banking, this is absolutely critical. If you get a fraud alert, you need to act fast. With RCS, you get an alert that is clearly, verifiably from your bank, and it gives you simple buttons to tap like, yes, this was me, or no, lock my account. It's just so much faster, clearer, and it really boosts that feeling of security. But how do businesses know if all this fancy stuff is actually working? Well, this chart explains the shift perfectly. With old school SMS, the main thing you could measure was just delivery. The question was, did the message make it to their phone? That's it. But with RCS, the whole game changes. The new metric is engagement. It's not just did they get it, it's what did they do with it. And the data you can get is just incredible. Businesses can actually see read receipts, just like in your other chat apps. They can track how many people are engaging, and this is huge, they can see exactly which buttons and links are getting clicked. This means marketers aren't just guessing anymore. They can literally adjust their campaigns based on what people are actually doing. And the results are pretty wild. Some brands are seeing engagement rates more than 75% higher than their old SMS campaigns. Okay, so this brings us to our final section, the competitive edge.
And this is all about why RCS isn't some technology of the future, but something that businesses really need to be paying attention to today.
And this is probably the most important thing to take away from all of this. RCS is not a what if or a futuristic idea. It is here, right now. The phone networks support it, modern phones are built for it, and the smartest businesses are already using it. Jumping on board now means creating a way better customer experience before your competition does. It's a real, tangible way to stand out. At the end of the day, it all boils down to this one simple idea. The goal isn't just to blast out another marketing message. It's to create meaningful interactions that actually feel helpful. Whether you're confirming an appointment or tracking a package, RCS just makes that experience easier, more useful, and frankly, a lot nicer to look at. So, I'll just leave you with this question to chew on. Think about how businesses talk to you, or maybe how your own business talks to its customers. Is that communication really built for how we live today? Or is it still stuck in that old world of flat, plain text? Because the shift is happening, and it's changing everything.